Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon everyone. First of all, let's praise and give thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for blessing us with good health until we can gather in this opportunity. Let me introduce myself. My name is Hesti Herawati Hoyrunisa. I'm a student of English Education Department, Faculty Teacher Training and Education at Ibnu Khaldun University. In this opportunity, I will present an article entitled A Descriptive Study on the Use of Ice-Breaking Techniques in English Language Teaching. Well, this article consists of 4 parts. The first is introduction, the second is method, the third is the findings and discussion, and the last is conclusion. English language learning often faces challenges in creating a conducive and interactive classroom atmosphere. According to Cowdery 2022, ice-breaking activities are a good way to start an English language classroom because they can help break the ice between teachers and students, and even between students themselves. According to Solihat, the term ice-breaking is derived from break the ice, which is derived from ice-breaking, which are designed to break up ice. Ice-breaking aids in the successful flow of ideas by making participants more comfortable and engaging them in conversation. One strategy that can be used to overcome this challenge is ice-breaking. According to Sari 2023, there are 2 types of ice-breaking techniques that can be used in the teaching and learning process, namely spontaneous techniques and planned techniques. Spontaneous techniques refer to unplanned instructional methods that arise naturally during the teaching process. These techniques are often initiated by student questions, interest, or unexpected classroom events, allowing teachers to seize teachable moments to enhance learning. And the second is planned technique. Planned techniques involve instructional strategies that are deliberately designed and organized before the teaching session. These methods are aligned with specific learning objectives and outcomes, ensuring a structured approach to instruction. In the context of English language teaching, the most common used ice-breaking technique is the planned technique, which has proven effective in speaking learning. This technique not only helps students feel more comfortable, but also encourages them to effectively participate in discussion and speaking activities. However, despite numerous studies discussing the benefits of ice-breaking techniques, there are still limitations in understanding the most effective types of ice-breaking activities and how to apply them in the context of English language learning at various educational levels. And the second is the method. Data collection is an important part of research, so it must be done correctly from the right sources and in an appropriate manner. This research method uses a qualitative descriptive approach. Data was collected through direct observation in several English classes at various educational institutions and interview. And the next is the finding and discussions. The most frequently used ice-breaking technique is planned ice-breaking. The teacher emphasized that ice-breaking is not only intended for entertainment, but must also be relevant to the speaking material that will be taught. Planned technique make it easier for teachers to adjust activities to the topic or theme of the lesson, such as expressing feelings, describing people, and so on. With planning, teachers can ensure that the activities carried out are appropriate to the student's ability level, so they are not too easy or too difficult. This is important to build students' confidence when speaking. Because the activities have been prepared in advance, their implementation becomes more efficient and doesn't take too long. This allows teachers to control learning time better. Planned ice-breaking allows teachers to give clear instructions, including using mixed languages, Indonesian and English, and can provide examples to build students' confidence. Meanwhile, spontaneous ice-breaking tends not to always be relevant to the learning topic, so it has less educational value than specially designed techniques. Not all teachers feel comfortable or ready to improvise spontaneously. It takes high-class management skills and on-the-fly creativity for spontaneous techniques to be effective. Overall, the discussion highlights that ice-breaking activities are not only a fun addition to English lessons, but also a strategic component that can increase student engagement and encourage active verbal participation. When well planned and implemented contextually, this is aligned with Sari, who said that there are two types of ice-breaking techniques that can be used in the teaching and learning process. It can be concluded that the planned ice-breaking technique is used more often because it's considered more effective, relevant, and easy to integrate with speaking learning. Teachers feel that this technique provides space to design activities that are appropriate to the material and conditions of students, as well as maintaining the efficiency of learning time. And the last is conclusion. Based on the description above, it can be concluded that ice-breaking is very important to be implemented in the classroom because it has a significant influence on the effectiveness of the learning process. Ice-breaking not only functions as an opening activity or to refresh atmosphere, but also plays a role in creating a positive, pleasant, and conducive learning environment. Ice-breaking can help reduce tension, increase comfort, and build engagement and communication between students. Ice-breaking can also increase motivation, concentration, and active participation of students, especially in learning speaking skills that require courage and self-confidence. The teacher uses various ice-breaking techniques that are adjusted to the objective of speaking learning and the needs of class conditions. But the most frequently used technique is planned ice-breaking, because it's considered more relevant to the material being studied and easier to control in terms of time and content relevance. Teachers organize ice-breaking activities that are not only entertaining but also educational, such as guessing games about people or objects, throwing paper containing questions that must be answered verbally, and etc. These types of ice-breaking aim to encourage students to speak actively, creatively, and spontaneously in a fun and non-stressful atmosphere. In addition, teachers also sometimes use spontaneous ice-breaking techniques when the classroom atmosphere starts to decline with activities that are improvisational. Teachers consider this activity very useful and doesn't interfere with the allocation of learning time because it has been designed to be integrated with core activities. Thus, the ice-breaking technique used by teachers has been proven to be able to encourage students to be more active, confident, and motivated in learning to speak English. That's all from me. I hope that the results of this article can provide benefits and positive contributions both for the world of education, especially in teaching English, and for my personal development. Hopefully, what I have conveyed can be useful and inspiring. Thank you for your attention. I apologize if there are any errors in the delivery. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.